Bobbie in the production office is going to be the best way, because Anson's all over the place and he's hard to track down.
Okay.
But she'll give the message to Anson and
Okay.
just tell him what you want to do, and so he understands.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we're rolling.
Yeah, are you ready, Bobbie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, Ron, the last time I saw you, you were in Dallas. You were out on location. It was literally 113 in the shade.
Yes, it was.
And you were directing Bette Davis in a scene for Skyward.
Right, right. And right now we're in the rain. Last year we caught the big heat wave, and now we're catching the big rainstorm.
Listen, would you stay out of Texas? Every time you come, you bring
I gotta
a
keep
disaster.
coming back. I like it. It's a wonderful place to work. A lot of good actors. The crew is fantastic, and I'm going to keep coming back just anytime I can possibly rationalize it.
Now, what are you shooting now in McKinney?
We're shooting a sequel to Skyward, a Christmas special, which is going to be on early December, but also a pilot for a series. We have Susie Gilstrap again. We don't have Bette Davis, who wouldn't do a television series, of course, but we have Audra Lindley's taking over her part, who's excellent. Jeffrey Lewis is going to be in it. Chris Connolly is playing the father this time, and it's really going well. I mean, despite the rain, the quality of the show is just fantastic. And Susie has grown immeasurably as an actress. I was totally amazed when I saw her this time.
Susie had never acted before, had she?
No, she hadn't. We went through quite a talent search there, and finally came up with Susie. She was a natural, a very bright girl, but of course during the first Skyward she was a little scared. It took her a while to kind of catch on. By the end, I was so pleased with her progress, and I was just hoping she'd pick up where she left off, but she jumped ahead another 100%. She's just got it. If we get this series on the air, America is really in for a treat with Susie. She's going to be a real favorite.
Will she be then the first disabled person to be in a full-time series?
Yes, she would as the lead. And of course, what we want to do is evolve the stories actually away from the wheelchair, because the great thing about Susie is that you kind of forget about that chair when you see her, and you spend any time with her. And we want to do a strong family show. We want to use the flying so we have a little more excitement, a little more color, and the wheelchair is just a part of Susie's character, just a part of the main character's personality. And we want to delve into the other characters a little bit more specifically.
Of course, it was very well received on the network, Skyward was.
Thankfully, and which is the reason that they want to do this pilot and try it out as a television series. And I just hope we get the support again like we got last time. Anson and I have been working on this project for 2.5 years now altogether, and as you know, we're pretty passionate about it.
Then, Ron, would this mean, if the series does develop and the network takes it, that you would be a full-time director then?
Well, I would be a full-time executive producer along with Anson, which is what I'm doing on this pilot. A man named Vince McAveety, who's directed a lot of stuff for Disney and Gunsmoke and a lot of great shows. He's directing this one, and we would bring in other directors, but Anson and I would remain producers and supervise everything, the scripts and the casting and the editing, and which would also enable us to do other things as well.
Now, what about Fire on the Mountain, the thing you're doing with Buddy Ebsen? Has that been completed?
That's all finished, and I saw it here last week, as a matter of fact, and it's real good. I'm very proud of it. Buddy Ebsen is fantastic. Buddy Ebsen fans really shouldn't miss this film, because it's got to be one of the best things that he's ever done.
He plays a crusty old guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. A hard-headed guy who's got this ranch out here in the desert, and he was born there, and he expects to die there. The government comes along and says, well, we need your property for a missile site. And he says, no. I play this guy who's kind of trying to operate in the middle, get more money from the government to try to help get Buddy Ebsen off his property. I'm a very materialistic, kind of cynical young guy. Ultimately, however, I'm won over to Buddy Ebsen's ideals.
Is Buddy in person, does he have any of that crustiness in his nature?
No, he's the absolute gentlest guy you've ever met. and tremendous energy. I mean, he's in his 70s and he's just going strong. Still dances and tells stories. I had my videotape unit, my home videotape unit, and I got him telling a story about when he had dinner with Al Capone. I mean, the man is just, he's been in the business for years and years.
How did that come about?
Well, he was on the vaudeville circuit, you know, and the gangsters used to control that stuff. And so one of the guys who owned one of the clubs that Buddy and his sister, who were dance partners, worked in, knew Al Capone and invited them to come have dinner at some hotel in Chicago. And he met Al Capone and had dinner with him.
Was he frightened?
He wasn't terribly frightened by him, but he was really interested. And I think a little bit concerned, but not frightened.
You have worked, well, Betty Davis, Henry Fonda, John Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is really fantastic, isn't it?
I've had a chance to work with a lot of people, and you know, I think they've been really positive influences on my development. Each time you work with a new person, you gain something, and boy, I've had a wonderful time in this business already.
Was Henry Fonda the kind of actor who worries a lot?
If he did, he doesn't show it. He's very internal. But what he is meticulously prepared, and he taught me a lot. I think of all those superstars that I've worked with, I was most kind of touched and moved by Henry Fonda. He was also very supportive of my directing. He was actually the first guy to give me any books on filmmaking. And he saw some of my Super 8 movies, and he said, well, you should pursue that. You can be a real good director. This is when I was 16, and it gave me a lot of encouragement.
Maybe you'll get to direct Henry Fonda one day.
Boy, I hope so.
Wouldn't that be neat?
I hear that Golden Pond is just a great movie.
I do too.
Yeah.
Ron, good luck with both your ventures.
It was nice seeing you again.
And I'll look forward to seeing you down in Dallas around McKinney.
Okay.
Good to see you, Ron.
Nice seeing you.
Thank you.